So what are we working on today? We have some tree cleanup. This is a red oak out by the chicken coop, dropped a branch. There was some decay at the union and it just snapped. It wasn't in a storm, it wasn't heavy winds. It just broke. It was time. So I think there had been a break near that before that allowed bugs to get in, and it just got chewed through and it came down. And then right around the same time, my next door neighbor had this codominant white pine lose one of the leaders. Where it broke off the main trunk was probably about 22-inch diameter. So it was a fairly big piece of wood. You can see that I mowed a path around it just so I wouldn't be wading through the 3-foot deep grass as I was trying to make cuts. This is kind of tenuous here, the way it's hanging up. It's completely detached. But I'm going to try to pull it down. For groundwork like this, I like to stick with the lightest, sharpest saw that I have, and this is an old, antique in fact, Steel 020AV top handle saw. This was a donation from an arborist friend. It has a 12-inch bar on it. It's really strong, has a really good full chisel chain on it, and is just, easy on the back, easy to handle, can get it into tight spaces. And it really eats through wood. But sometimes you need a bigger saw. So here's my 362C. And so when I get to that bigger wood, it's worth the extra weight. And here you see I'm just being careful not to get the saw into the dirt. That is your number one killer of a sharp chain. And so I find a spot that's up off the ground. I can cut all the way through, and then I can roll the piece over to get to those parts that I didn't cut all the way through earlier. Anything smaller than my wrist is chipped. Anything bigger than that is firewood. And this is pretty convenient. I can just chip it right into the bed of the gator, and I drive that up and dump it in the woods. The firewood all goes up to the top of the hill where I do my firewood processing, and then over the neighbors. And again, here's that 020 AB for the small stuff, the 362 for the bigger stuff. And I'm really just trying to get those elevated parts down onto the ground here, so I'm not working up in the air. So I try to work from the base out to the tip. Here I'm just getting these pieces into lengths that I can haul away with the pallet forks on the tractor. I don't want to cut them into short rounds that I'd have to pick up. So I'm going, 5-6 feet on the length of these bigger rounds. That's an 18-inch bar on the 362, and it's pretty much buried here. There's maybe a couple inches to spare. This is a log jack. It's just a big aluminum pole with a hook on the end of it that you can use to roll over heavy stuff. Leverage is your friend.
Oh, that was sucked.
These are a little bound up. So again, the log jack saves the day. I'd noticed the 020 was making some funny resonant sounds, but I chalked it up to it just being old. I wasn't ready for this.
That's never happened before.
Since the chipper was clogging, I just loaded all the debris onto the pallet forks and lugged it out to the neighbor's dump site in the woods. So all the big stuff and all the brush all gets dumped.
Jared got so sweaty that his clothes from chainsawing for 2 days are literally soaking wet, down to his underpants and his socks.